All right, welcome to the Here's the Deal channel. The reason I call this Here's the Deal is because those are the last three words that you typically hear from a state agent or a law enforcer before he separates you from your freedoms and sometimes your life. Today, we are going to talk about this guy right here. This is Officer or Sergeant Brian Fahey. And Brian Fahey works for the Connecticut State Troopers or Police Department. And I want to tell you right now, he does not represent a failed system. I'm going to repeat that. Brian Fahey does not work for a failed system. He represents a planned, and this is the startling thing, which a lot of people, maybe they know it, but they haven't quite digested it or articulated it or ruminated on it enough, or it's never really quite dawned on them that it's not so much that the system is broken, it's that it's planned, it's highly organized, and it's designed to run exactly the way it's running because it's filled with regular people like you and me. But these people who inhabit that system will literally do anything for a paycheck. And I mean anything. We've seen some horrendous things. We're going to look at a horrendous thing today, but you got to understand, as long as a man is willing to accept a check for doing wrong, he has little incentive to ever do what is right. And that's what this video is about right here. This video is about something very simple, very fundamental to basic humanity: what is wrong and what is right. And do we need laws and codes and ordinances and regulations in order to determine what is right? Or are we all adults who can be honest with our own hearts and be honest with our fellow man and distinguish between right from wrong? Because this is what we're really talking about here. And then the second part of it is when you realize what is wrong, then what do you do about it? What do we do about somebody who has wronged another person? Because isn't that what natural rights are? Isn't that what the Bill of Rights is? Isn't the opposite of a right a wrong? And can't we really tell? If you were a fifth grader, you would not have to explain to little Johnny that spitting is wrong. I mean, would you? Don't you think a fifth grader knows that spitting on somebody who doesn't want to be spat on is wrong? What if you're sitting there, you're the dad, you're at home reading your newspaper or whatever, you come home and your kids just came home from school and your little boy or girl says, "Daddy, 5 people spit on me at school." Do you think the dad is going to have to get out the student handbook and the school policy manual and try to determine whether spitting was wrong or right? And then based on that go, well, I don't see anything in the school policy that prohibits spitting, so you're just going to have to deal with it. And oh, by the way, you're grounded because they spit on you. Because that's what we're talking about here. We're going to go over Sean from Long Island Audit's video talking about here. Let's see. I've got it pulled up right here. The name of it is "Unhinged Cop Spits in My Face, Draws His Gun, and I Get Arrested." But I'm just going to, I pulled it up in my editing software and we're going to hit the highlights. But this is not the first time that Sean Paul Reyes and Officer or Sergeant Brian Fahey have had a run in. This is not the first time that Fahey committed a criminal action against another human being. That's what this is. Stop letting badges and uniforms and guns and the authority of the state and judge uniforms, judge costumes, flowing black robes hinder your ability to see basic facts. And don't let anybody tell you that, hey, this is basic. Everybody knows this. You don't have to be talking about this anymore. Yeah, we got to constantly talk about this, because the fact is, those who can make you believe absurdities can make you commit and accept atrocities. And that's what's going on here. People are actually accepting an atrocity, a man spitting in another man's face who is in the process of retreating. It's no measure, and it's never going to be a measure of good mental health to be considered well-adjusted to a profoundly sick society. And it is a profoundly sick society, anybody who would accept a Brian Fahey or anybody, a law enforcement officer, a priest, a prophet, a king, a street sweeper, a garbage man spitting in anybody else's face. Everybody knows that it's wrong. And how do you know it's wrong? Because you got an edict handed down from above, because it said it in a holy scripture somewhere, because some politician wrote it and codified it and called it a law, which are, the laws of politicians are nothing more than the opinions of politicians backed by the threat of force. Do you really need somebody to write it down for you and tell you it is wrong to spit in another dude's or another woman's face? There's no greater tyranny than that which is perpetuated under the shield of law and in the name of justice. And this isn't even that. There's 18 USC 242, deprivation of rights under color of law. This isn't even that. This doesn't even look like it's just. It has no appearance of justice. It has every appearance of that which is wrong, that which is evil, that which is unacceptable to any rational human being. And yet the crazy part of this, and the reason I'm going over this video right here, is that I don't know if there's a mass conspiracy on the mentality of mankind. I thought I was on the screen right there. I don't know if there's a mass conspiracy against mankind, but we're taught not to believe what we're actually seeing here. So it's outrageous to me that people don't get me wrong. I think it's great that lawyers are jumping in, looking at the legal aspect of this. That's fine. But it's not necessary. This is about as plain can get. It's as plain as the nose on your face. Brian Fahey committed a crime against another man who just so happens to be Sean from Long Island Audit. So this is Cop Tua. This is Hawk Tua. And we're going to watch Brian Fahey in the first interaction with Sean Paul Reyes. And let's watch and see what exactly set this man off to the point where he's not just going to put his hands on Sean, but he's going to damage his property. What's going to send him over the edge?
I'm going to be going.
Okay. So you're going to stand here with your cell phone on?
I thought you were busy. I thought you were a busy man.
I am busy.
So you should get to work.
I should get to work? Is that what you're telling me?
If you're busy.
That's all it took.
We're going to have a problem.
That's all it took. All Sean had to say was, hey, I understand you're busy. Maybe you should get back to work. If the fuse within Brian Fahey was set off by, hey, I know you're busy, get back to work. If that's all it took, this man has deeper, more serious problems and greater skeletons in the closet than you're seeing right here on the screen. There is no telling what Brian Fahey has done in his life. And to add insult to injury, Brian Fahey couldn't even stop his criminal actions, knowing that he was on camera. And everybody in 2025, whatever year this was, 2023, 2024, everybody knows that whatever's on camera can potentially be seen by every human being on earth. And even with that barrier, that's a massive barrier for most sane people. Oops, I'm being recorded. I better not do that. He couldn't do it. He couldn't stop himself. Which leads me to ask, and I think it's reasonable to ask, let me know in the chat if you think it's reasonable. It's reasonable to ask that if Brian Fahey did this on camera, what's he doing when he doesn't think he's being recorded? That's alarming to me. But he continues.
Between you and I, we don't do an interference.
His body camera's on. His body camera's on. Stop. He has his body camera on.
I don't care.
Stop,
I don't care. Right?
I'm gonna.
This is private.
Oh, I didn't even catch that. Sean kept saying that there's body cameras on. You're being recorded everywhere, and you're still doing. Okay, so let's just say Brian Fahey didn't know he was being recorded, as Sean is holding a video camera up to his face. The video camera that Fahey just grabbed and knocked to the ground. But to add insult to injury, Sean reminds him there's other cameras rolling, and he still couldn't stop himself. This guy, he is and I'm talking about Brian Fahey, Cop Tua, he is very comfortable doing wrong, and he doesn't give a damn. And let me tell you guys, the massive log and rock that Sean from Long Island Audit just turned over has revealed more than the evil, dark underbelly of Brian Fahey. Fahey represents 900,000 law enforcement agents, sheriffs, deputies, chiefs of police in this land who would cover for Brian Fahey, just like every single person in the Connecticut Police Department covered for him. Every police officer, like we've seen in video after video, unless you can show me evidence otherwise, every video that we've ever seen on YouTube or on the internet indicates that every single officer, if they were in the same position, watching the same video of Fahey spitting in Long Island Audit's face, would do the exact same thing, play the exact same game of cover up and criminalizing the guy who actually got victimized by the guy they're covering up. Every one of them would do that. Every shred of evidence indicates that that's our reality. And that's why I wanted to do this live stream, because even realizing what Sean has revealed here, even knowing the things that I know, even knowing the things that you know, we don't realize exactly how bad it is or how deep the well of perversion and deception and evil goes. And there's no possible way to overemphasize or over-exaggerate how huge this story is that Sean broke here. Every single person on the face of the planet needs to watch this video by Long Island Audit. And the reason they need to watch it is because it's representative and it's symptomatic of everything that's going on in every law enforcement agency in the entire world, not just in the United States. And if you disagree with me, let me know in the chat. Let me know in the comments. This is huge. This should be breaking news on every single mainstream media outlet.
Property.
I'm not doing anything.
You're not going to
I will get
videotape
off.
me and
I'll
have
get
an
off of
attitude
it.
with me.
I'll get
But
off
I'm going
of
to
it.
tell you what
Where's your
right
phone?
now,
I'll
dude.
get off of
I'm
it.
not
Stop.
the one.
All right.
Okay? I gave you the information
trying
you
to make a
needed,
complaint. That's it.
and I gave you your outlet. Right?
I'm
You were
going.
giving your
I
outlet.
said I
No,
was
you wanted to
going.
stand there and hold your cell phone in my face.
I
Is
wasn't
what
in
you
your
wanted to
face.
do. Yes.
Poking his finger in his chest. What would happen while other cops stay around holding on to his shirt? Guys, this is freaking infuriating. Poking his chest, getting his face into his face. Probably, his spit's going into his mouth right here. Try doing that to a cop. Hold on to a cop uniform like that. Point your finger in his bulletproof vest like that and see how fast your face is introduced to the gravel. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I hope I never get desensitized to this being our current reality. I hope I'm always shocked about this, because this is shocking.
I wasn't in your
Take your
face.
cell phone and go and make your complaint. Okay.
Okay. Can I grab my
No,
cell
you stay
phone?
right here.
I'll get it for you. I'll get it for you.
All right.
What's
Where's your
wrong
car?
with you
Where's your
guys,
car?
man?
Where's your car?
I love what Sean says to this officer right here. Check this out.
Car at?
I'm gonna go, man. I'm going.
All right, no, but where's your car?
I didn't even
I'm
know where my car's at. You were about to arrest me, man, for real?
I had
Is your
to
body
detain
camera
you.
on?
Yeah, my body camera is on, buddy. I'm Trooper Costello, 1139.
Costello.
Yep.
Wow.
Trooper Costello, 1139. He's evil. He's criminal. He actually watched a man commit a crime and get in the space of another man, as well as damage property, and poke his finger in his chest, which is battery, and did nothing about it. Did nothing about it. What if you watched a crime unfold in front of you and cameras were rolling and you chose not to do something when you could have? How would society view you?
Listen, with the
You
situation
were
that
gonna
you're
arrest me for real?
we're going to detain you of what the situation was going on, man. You're being.
Conversation's over. Go ahead.
And now these people are such authoritarians that Sean's having a conversation with Costello, whatever his last name is. And this cop says, nope, conversation's over. Power tends to corrupt, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. But I think it's more that power draws and entices the corruptible because they want the ring of power. They want control over you. They want to be able to call the shots. They want to be able to say, here's the deal. You got one or two options, and both options are the way I want to go. It's not the way you want to go. Okay, so here's the second interaction between Long Island Audit and Cop Tua.
How are you?
You already told me you didn't have anything here.
Oh yeah, I just got to do some FOIA requests and.
Guys, by the way, I'm seeing the super chats. I promise you, I will call out every new channel member. Become a channel member. I appreciate it if you want to support the channel, and I will call out every single super chat at the end.
Thanks a lot, man. A FOIA request for your body camera footage and Sergeant Brian Fahey's disciplinary records.
You can have send it in writing.
Yeah.
Who's the guy behind you that
I have to conduct business here, Sergeant.
Sir, what can we do for you? Come on.
Oh, you're the Sergeant of pistol performance, aren't you?
Come on.
Go ahead.
Did you already catch it? Did you catch what set Brian Fahey off on this one? We'll go back over it in a second, but listen.
Come on in, sir.
Sir,
excuse me, sir. You have to get out of the way.
Sir, I know your inclination is wanting to assault me, Sergeant. Stop pushing me. I'm trying to get in.
That is an absolutely true statement. Your inclination, your propensity, where you go on the scales of justice is to actually do wrong to another human being.
I'm trying to get in the building.
You have no business here.
I do have business here. Stop acting like a savage. What are you doing?
Before I arrest you.
The security camera footage clearly shows Sergeant Brian Fahey violently take my camera from my possession, stopping it from recording. I want you all to take a moment and think about what would happen if one of us did this to a law enforcement officer.
That is a relevant question, and we all know what the answer to the question is. We know exactly what would happen. We'd be going down. Heck, you're going to go down for committing no crime. You can actually go down in the eyes of a cop, and we've seen this before, and I'll give you a working example. You can actually be put to death after saving an entire police department. This is how bad, this is how epidemic it is. This is how dark their hearts are. And the example, of course, is Johnny Hurley. There's a man who set out to destroy as many cops as he could in Arvada, Colorado. Johnny Hurley is shopping at some kind of discount store nearby, has his handgun. This guy takes a long rifle. He's already shot one officer dead. Johnny Hurley springs into action as 3 law enforcement officers admittedly are hiding inside the police department because they feel like they are outgunned because they don't have a long rifle with them. Johnny Hurley, with no concern for his own life, quickly dispatches the guy with the long rifle hunting for cops. And then when he approaches the body to disarm him with the rifle in hand, one of the cops comes out and shoots him in the midsection, and Johnny Hurley dies. If you can be saved in the land of the free, home of the brave, after you just saved a whole slew of cops from a madman with a gun, they'll take you out for anything.
Back up
Take
before
my
I
phone
arrest
again.
you.
I have other
Back
people
up
watching.
before I arrest you. Back
Her
up.
body camera's on.
That's fine. Get
You
away
like
from
to
the
do
door.
things in
You
front of
don't
people's
need to
body
block the
cameras.
door. Don't block the door.
No one's scared of you, Sergeant.
I didn't say you were. Don't
I'm not
block the
scared of
door.
you.
Don't block
I'm not
the door.
scared of you.
Don't
Sir,
I'm
block
not
the
scared of
door.
you.
Here's another irony is that I think somebody just said it in the chat. You know, you think you have problems. You ain't got no problems until the cops arrive on the scene. If things were bad now, they're going to be exponentially worse when they arrive. So the door wasn't being blocked. Sean was not prohibiting anybody from going in, but now the door is blocked by the guy who continually says, don't block the door.
Just
Don't
back up.
block the door. Don't block the door.
Yeah, I'm not scared of you.
Don't block the
Do
door.
what you gotta do.
Don't block the door as I'm blocking the door. Do you know why I pulled you over? No, I don't, officer. Why'd you pull me over? Well, I pulled you over so I could think of a reason on why I should tell you why I pulled you over. Oh, you were going 60 miles an hour in a 50. Oh, really? How fast did you have to go to catch up with me? 110. Don't speed while I'm speeding. Don't block the door while I'm blocking the door. That's typical cop mentality.
Don't block the door.
Do what you got to do, because I'm not scared of you, Sergeant. I'm allowed to come into this building.
Correct. Thank you.
Why are you so mad, Sergeant?
I'm not mad. I hope you have a great day.
Oh, yeah, after you assaulted me, right?
I didn't assault you.
Yes, you did. You did it last time. You did it again. Because you're scared. You wouldn't do it without a uniform.
Because I'm what?
You're scared.
Oh,
you
yeah.
wouldn't do it without that gun on your hip and that badge.
You wouldn't do it without that
You
phone?
wouldn't do it. Let's take them all off.
He still couldn't tame his tongue. He had to come back, open that door, and say, "What'd you say?" He's so easily offended. This has got. I mean, if anybody shouldn't be a cop, it should definitely not be Fahey.
Right?
Okay, so now here's this interaction right here. I'm just going to hit the highlights because I know you guys have already seen it, and I will also leave the link, the direct link to Long Island Audit's video. I really want you to watch it. I think as many people as can watch it and share it as possible, I think we can make this country a better place, and we can lean more toward the right and away from the wrong. So let me just give you a real quick breakdown. As far as I see it, the first thing that set Fahey off was the sentence by Sean from Long Island Audit: "You should get to work if you're busy." That's all it took. The second thing, "I got to do some FOIA requests for Sergeant Brian Fahey's disciplinary records." He didn't like that, came to the door, made the excuse that you're blocking the door, which he wasn't, so that he could exert his authority over Sean again. And now this third one is, the only thing that set him off was, "Do you have any comment on the allegations that you are ... And he wasn't even allowed to finish. That was it. Once Sean was told to exit the property, he began immediately, it just took him a couple seconds to start backing up with his cameraman, completely complying. So, and from the beginning, here's the spit part, and then we're going to go through this because I want to show you the systemic problem, not just in the Connecticut Police Department, but it's representative of what's going on in all police departments. And if they can do this to Sean from Long Island Audit with nearly 1 million subscribers on camera, they ain't gonna have no problem doing it to you or coming to your house at 2:00 in the morning, kicking down your door, tasing your dog, and dispatching you. No problem at all. Sean is a man with a massive global audience, and Fahey could not contain himself.
Calm down.
Get off my
that gun out
fucking
of your
property.
hand. Get that gun out of
Get
your
off
hand,
my
you psycho.
fucking property.
Get that gun
I'm
out of
a
your hand, you
goddamn
psycho.
Connecticut State Trooper.
I don't care who you are.
Trespassing
I don't
on
care
my
who you are.
fucking property.
I don't care who you
Get
are.
off my fucking
I don't
property.
care who you are.
Right now.
You spit in my
Get off
face.
my property.
Boom. Daddy, Jimmy just spit in my face at school. Okay, well, the policy says doesn't say you can't do that, son. So we don't have a problem. We don't have a problem. That anybody would have to scramble to look up any law to determine what's my next action. Gee, I don't know. Like a bunch of, I don't know, 10th graders standing around going, geez, I don't know. Do you think it's wrong? I mean, like on what basis can we really take Fahey in? I got nothing. I got nothing. That's what we're talking about here. It's not incompetence, guys. It's not incompetence. The cops are not incompetent here. They're willfully, knowingly ignoring an actual crime on camera. They saw it. It might as well be as good as they stood there and they saw what happened. Unbelievable.
You're
Right
going
now.
to jail now.
Get
Look
off
at
my
this.
property
Look
right
at
now.
this. He spit in my
Get off my
face.
property.
You said you're
right
going
in
to
my
jail.
face. I'm spitting as I'm talking to you.
No, you spit
Get
in
off
my
my
face.
property
You spit in my
right
face.
now.
You know what really says it all? The line, "I'm a goddamn Kentucky corrupt state trooper. I'm a goddamn state trooper." It's like saying, I am the Pope. I am St. Peter. I am Jesus Christ himself. How dare you do what you're doing? Which Girl Scouts do it all the time. Mormons do it all the time. Jehovah's Witnesses go on people's property all the time, knock on the door. Sean did exactly what all those groups do. So we're going to watch it. And I'm just going to hit the highlights, guys, because like I said, you've seen this, but we're going to go over it because, maybe none of us is greater than all of us. Maybe I have something that you haven't considered, but we're going to look at this from a very, very simple, non-legal, what is right versus what is wrong perspective. because what is wrong here is way, way wrong. It's very, very dark. And it goes beyond a man spitting in another man's face. It's a spirit that is imbued and I don't know, inextricably linked to not just Brian Fahey, but the entire police department who's willing to cover up what Brian Fahey did, even though there's outrage. Well, what is it? Okay, as we're going through this, I'm going to see what the how many people have actually signed the petition to get this guy fired. He should be jailed, is what he should be.
So as always, you always want to be on the lookout for any no trespassing signs, restricted area signs. I don't see why there would be in this neighborhood here, but you know, we just want to ask some questions, see what's going on with this overtime allegation. Hopefully he answers us. It says here,
I'm going to go ahead and speed this up to the front porch here
to ask some questions. Oh, I'm currently being recorded. His ring camera said.
Can I help you?
Hey, Sergeant Fahey, how are you?
You gotta get off my property. You're supposed to no trespassing.
Nope, there is no posted sign. There's no problem. Do you have any? Let's go. Do you have any?
Okay, so let's just go ahead in time from the time that Fahey said, "Get off my property."
No trespassing.
Nope.
Wait,
let's see.
How are you?
You gotta get off my property.
Okay, you better get off my property. This is at 423, Mark.
No trespassing.
Nope, there is no posted sign. There's no problem. Do you have any? Let's go.
Okay, from 423 to 427, that's 4 seconds. So from the time Fahey got out of his mouth, "Get off my property," to Sean saying to his cameraman, "Let's go," 4 seconds. I would say that's a almost instantaneous response. And he begins backing up because you can see, watch, the cameraman.
Do you have any
in
comments
motion.
on the allegations that
Sean is in motion. Now I saw that there's people making comments like, "You don't step on somebody's lawn." I don't understand that, only because I don't care if somebody cuts through my grass. They don't have to use my sidewalk or driveway. I guess maybe some people view that as rude. If you view it as rude to step on the grass, let me know in the comments. That's not my angle. That's not how I look at it. Let me show you how many people have signed the petition, and I'm going to drop the petition link. How do I get just the short link? Start a petition, sign the petition. Where's the short link to this? Oh, there it is. Copy link. Here's the link. If you put a 1 in the room, if you've signed this petition, here's the petition right here. I just dropped it in the chat. There's 44,727 verified signatures. 44,727. I'll leave this static page open right here and we'll revisit it after the live stream. If I don't remember it, please remind me. We're going to go back to it and see if we can't get a couple hundred more. So that's a lot of ones in the room who've signed that petition. All right, so let's continue with, 4 seconds. Fahey says, "Get the hell off my property." Almost immediately, Sean and his cameraman start backing up.
you are? I am moving. Do you have any comment on the allegations that you are receiving? Couldn't even get the question out. Ladies and gentlemen, he was so angry. Couldn't even get the question out.
And that's the core issue too, is a journalist, somebody who's journaling, somebody who's making a historical record, is asking a legitimate public interest question. And that is, what gives with the $80-something thousand extra of overtime for a cop who's essentially just got a 9-to-5 desk job? It's not like you're out covering shifts and you're not patrolling and you're not doing overtime and you're not going to, court, which I hear a lot of cops get overtime for going to court. He's got a desk job. He's in charge of gun permits, which is a completely other story, but it's worth mentioning. Sergeant Fahey is a gatekeeper for whether or not you can exercise your Second Amendment right to keep and bear arms, which is not supposed to be infringed. Sergeant Fahey has a job that is literally a job his job is to infringe, to grant permission or not grant permission. Free men don't need permission slips from government, but Sergeant Brian Fahey is a gatekeeper for the Second Amendment for the people of Groton, or the people in Corrupticate, as Sean likes to say, which I'm convinced it is Corrupticate.
He says that there's no trespassing signs. Let's see.
Let's see if there's no trespassing signs. What a coward. He can assault me in broad daylight while receiving taxpayer money. But the minute an independent journalist comes to his home, and he's probably going to try and get me unlawfully arrested now. As you can see, I moved back his camera that says you are currently being recorded. I film this guy. You're crazy. What do you think I'm doing?
Now, at no point that I saw did Sean stop on the lawn and cease from obeying his directive, Fahey's directive to get off the property. At no point did Sean stop. He continued to advance away from the property toward the street, and that wasn't good enough for Fahey. So in the midst of Sean actually obeying and complying with the request or the command of Fahey, that's not good enough for Fahey. Now he's going to come out with a gun. Fun fact, when he closed the door, Fahey went back in to clock in for some more overtime before he could spring back into action as a damn Kentucky or Connecticut state trooper. I keep saying Kentucky.
You psycho. You have a weapon in your hand? What are you doing? What are you doing? I don't have any weapons. I'm a journalist. What do you think I'm doing, you psychopath? What do you think I'm doing?
Now. Get off my property right now.
What do you think
Get off my property right now.
I'm off your property.
This is my property.
Well, do you see me not moving?
Are you seeing a pattern here? Don't block the door. Don't block the door. Don't block the door. Don't block the door. Get off my property. Get off my property. Get off my property. Get off my property. This guy is exhibiting the behaviors of a psychopath. It's just true.
Cul-de-sac.
Calm down.
Get off my fucking property.
Get that gun out of your hand.
Get off my fucking property.
Get that gun out of your hand.
I'm a goddamn Connecticut state trooper.
I don't care who you are.
Trespassing
I don't care who you are.
Fucking property.
I don't care who you are.
Get off my fucking property.
I don't care who you are.
Boom. Spit. That was an intentional spit, but it's not enough for him to spit. Now he's got to lie about how the spit came out of his mouth, because that's in line with the way a cop does. He's embroiled and enshrined in lies and deceptive practices, so he's going to lie about what he just did.
Right now.
You spit in my face.
My property
You're
right
going
now.
to jail now.
Get
Look
off
at
my
this.
property
Look
right
at this. He's spit in my
Get off
face.
my
You say you're
right
going
in
to
my
jail.
face. I'm spitting as I'm talking to you.
No,
I'm spitting as I'm talking to you. And I don't know about you guys, but anytime I talk to somebody, I get real close to their face, and while I'm talking, I just go, but that's just me spitting while I'm talking. It just accidentally comes out of my mouth by virtue of the fact that I'm talking. Totally intentionally spit in his face, and then he's just saying, I'm spitting while I'm talking. This man cannot contain his vile nature, cannot suppress the demons in the face of a camera. And a famous guy he's got to know he's going to be made famous by Sean. He's got to know. Sean is the only person I know that owns a billboard truck. You think Fahey's face isn't going to be plastered all over America? I really hope this goes ultra viral, because we've got to turn over and reveal the dark underbelly of what's actually going on in law enforcement and who these people actually think they are and what these people actually think they can do to you and get away with it.
You spit
Get
in
off my
face.
property
You spit in
right
my face.
now.
You spit in my face.
Get off my
You're going
property
to jail.
right now.
I'm going.
Get off my property.
I've been going.
Right
Since the
now.
moment you told me.
Get off
That's
my
not how
property.
criminal trespass
right
works.
now.
Psycho.
Get
You're
off
a
my
psycho,
property
bro.
right
Look
now.
at the gun in his hand. This guy's
Goddamn right.
crazy.
I'm a Connecticut state
I don't
trooper.
care a shit who you
are
are.
trespassing on my property.
That doesn't matter. You can't
threatened
break
to
the law.
kill me.
I didn't.
You threatened to
You
kill me
lied.
online.
Right. No, I
Get
did
off
not.
my fucking
You're a
property
liar.
right
You
now.
are a liar.
Right now.
Look, see the
Get
big
off my
billboard
property.
truck? It's all being recorded.
I don't care.
It's all being. I
Get
know you
off
don't
my
care
property
because you don't face any
right now.
consequences.
Get
You
off
don't
my
face any
property
consequences.
right now.
Don't
This is
spit
the
in my
biggest
face.
mistake you ever
No,
made.
no, it's not.
This
It's
is
the biggest mistake
you
you
ever made.
No,
Get
it's
off
not.
my property right now.
It's not the biggest mistake
Get
I
off
ever
my
made.
property right
It's
now.
not the biggest mistake.
Get off
You
my
spit in my face.
I didn't spit in your face.
You
I
disgusting.
was spitting on you.
Yeah.
Why I'm yelling at you to get off my property right.
There, he just lied again. Just lied again. This man cannot live in the land of reality.
Get off. I'm off your property. Now what? Now what? Look at the gun in his hand.
That's right. I have a gun in my hand. I'm a goddamn Connecticut state trooper.
I don't care.
You threatened to kill me
No,
online.
I did
So
not.
I'm protecting my.
Yeah, everything about I'm a goddamn Connecticut state trooper just tells me I am entitled. I have more rights than you have. I can do whatever I want to and get away with it because ... I'm a damn Connecticut state trooper. This ain't just the startling, sobering reality is this isn't just the mentality of Sergeant Brian Fahey from Connecticut. This is the mentality of every law enforcement officer who puts on the clown suit and pins on the badge. This is what they think about themselves. They think that badges and uniforms grant special rights. That's why he keeps saying it. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. And his heart is so filled with vitriol, and it's so pompous, and he has so much ego oozing out like toothpaste from a toothpaste tube that he can't help but tell Sean what he really thinks. I'm a goddamn Kentucky or Connecticut state trooper, and I can have a gun, and I can brandish it, and I can spit in your face, and I'm going to get away with it. And so far, he has. Brian Fahey has not missed a single minute of pay. And why is that? Because we live in a profoundly sick society that's ruled by a bunch of profoundly sick puppies.
Myself and my family.
No, I did not.
Don't ever fucking come back to my house again.
No problem. I'll stand right here with my billboard truck.
You go right ahead.
Yeah.
Go right
No
ahead.
problem.
I don't
You
care.
spit in my face, you're
Don't
going to
ever
jail.
come back to
You're
my
going to jail.
fucking house
You're
again.
going to jail.
Don't ever
You're
come
going
back to my
jail.
house
It's okay
again.
for you to assault people and break people's property, but I can't ask questions about your overtime, about your
A liar calling the guy who's exposing the truth a liar. Brian Fahey, I mean, can we not let's try to keep everything in the whole package. The only reason Sean is there is because there's a major public interest story that costs the public about $80,000 to $88,000 in a 360-day period, and there's no reason for Brian Fahey to be making that extra $80-something thousand. That's the whole reason Sean is on the property. So you can imagine this is why it elicited this kind of response and knee-jerk reaction from Brian Fahey, because this is how people act when they got something to cover up. If you're a rational human being who's doing right, or at least thinks you're doing right, you're not going to respond like that. If a man tells you outside the door of your establishment, hey, you said you were a busy man, get back to work, your fuse isn't going to shrink down all the way to the detonating device, and you're not going to go off on him. You're just going to go, whatever, dude, see you later. But Brian Fahey couldn't do it. He was incapable of controlling himself on camera. It makes me wonder, I don't know if Brian Fahey has children. I don't know if he has a wife or a significant other. But I think that they're neat, and I'm not making any allegations here, but it makes me wonder, the actions that he's portraying in the daylight make me wonder what he does in the darkness when there is no one around to record him. How evil are his day-to-day actions where he escapes from the all-seeing eye of the 24/7 surveillance apparatus in 2025? How bad is Brian Fahey? But it gets even worse, guys. Brian Fahey is not the only villain in this story right here. There are a massive amount of villains. Sean's in the chat. Sean, how many people are in the Connecticut State Police? How many people are employed by the Connecticut Troopers Association, or whatever it's called up there? Because they're all covering this up. They all know about Brian Fahey, and they ain't saying nothing.
overtime, $75,000 for a desk job?
More than
that, right. More than that. I'm gotta go. What a crazy psychopath. He spit in my face.
All right, my limited research here indicates that the Connecticut State Police currently has roughly 880 sworn troopers, which is below the desired staffing level of 1,150. The agency is facing a staffing shortage of over 400 troopers. So currently 800 or 900 troopers who know about this story. And I would wager that a large percentage of the people in the Connecticut State Troopers, the state police, knows about this story, ain't stepping forward to go, hey, yeah, Fahey committed a crime. And every one of them has easy access to the crime being committed against Sean. Every one of them, including the troopers here on the scene, which we're going to see right now. Unfreaking believable. I mean,
an independent journalist, get it right, buddy.
When I saw this, I mean, if there was a camera on me as I initially saw this, my jaw was probably just hanging down to my chest. I'm like, how can you as a man not be able to constrain yourself knowing that you're being videotaped? You know, that's a 90s term, videotape. You know, we had VHS back then. You're being recorded and you still can't walk the line? What the heck? But wait, there's more.
Get it right. I never threatened. He says I threatened to kill him? Ooh, I knocked on your front door. I'll get that 911 call too, buddy. Look at this guy. I'm a Connecticut State Trooper. Come help me from the camera. Come help me from the guy asking me questions, please.
Yep.
Before I shoot him. And I did.
Now, I was watching that cop, Izzo. I don't remember what his officer Izzo. I was watching his reaction to this. And I strongly disagree with one thing that he said. He said that, and I may be wrong in this, but he said something to the effect of Sean would have been right to defend himself and put a Bullet in Fahey. And I'm thinking, man, I don't think that's wise, because if Sean had done that, he will never see the light of day. So I completely disagree with that. We may watch a reaction to that reaction, or at least a snippet of that reaction, because it's a pretty long video. But what do you guys think about that? I disagree, because that would be a life-ending event for Sean if he pulled out a gun to, defend himself.
No, you spit in my face and you're going to jail.
And I'm not saying it. I am not saying it would have been wrong for him to defend himself. Please understand. I mean, for some reason, like, I don't know. I don't think people consider morality versus legality, because just because something is legal doesn't necessarily make it moral. Just because something is illegal doesn't make it immoral, and vice versa. So I'm not saying that Sean would be wrong to have defended himself. I'm saying the way, because we live in a perverted and unjust society who errs on the side of law enforcement, that wouldn't have gone well for Sean, in my opinion.
And you're going to jail. You're going to jail. You spit in my face and you're going to... It's all right here, buddy. Right here. It's all right here. It's all right here, buddy. Look at these guys. Look.
And here's something else I wanted to bring out. Look at that response. Sean was on his porch at 4:23. His foot hit the porch at 4:20. Go figure. In this video, or at least in my timeline on my editing software, it was 4:20. So it is now 8:30. So little less than 4-minute police response for a man who didn't commit a crime. And yet, not only did Sean not commit a crime, he was exercising his rights the entire time. He was in 100% compliance with the wishes of property owner Fahey the entire time. There wasn't a crime. And yet this is the kind of rapid police response you can expect. But if you dare record a bank or a post office or hold a public servant accountable, if you hold a public servant accountable, or you're acting within the framework of the Constitution, boom, they're there. But if somebody commits a crime against you, say they rob you at 2:00 in the morning, what is it? 98% of the time, the police don't get there until after the crime is committed. If you're a woman being battered on a train station, you're pretty much left on your own, because their response time ain't going to be as quick as the Connecticut State Police were with Brian Fahey for a guy who was exercising his rights on his property as he was moving off the property. Yeah, faster than a hot pizza. Dang, man.
I'm not breaking any laws. I'm not doing anything. He just spit in my face.
Oh, is it the
Well,
okay? This is the Groton. Thanks for the correction. This is the Groton Police Department, not Connecticut State Police Department.
I didn't
I'm
break
gonna
any
detain
laws.
you in a second, okay?
For what?
Because
I haven't
we
broken
just
the
got a
law.
public disturbance.
Now this guy puts his hand. This is a man putting his hands on another man. That's unwanted touching. Try doing that with a cop. Here, just try doing that to a cop in a non-threatening manner. Let's say you see a cop at in the mall or something, and you grab his shoulder and you go, "Hey, I want to talk to you for a second." You're going down. So we got unwanted touching for the first cop arriving on the scene, and he's not even on the scene for 10 seconds. But cops can do that. You can't.
No.
You
But
have weapons on you?
do you have reasonable, articulable suspicion I
Yes,
committed
I
a
do.
crime?
Yeah,
What?
I got
What is
all
it? What is
I got
it?
a call from a trooper.
That doesn't
hit
matter.
his face and there's a
That's
disturbance.
it doesn't matter.
A call from a trooper is not reasonable, articulable suspicion that a crime has been committed. It's still just hearsay. But because he's a trooper, hey, he's like a god on the earth, and of course, that's holy writ.
I'm a journalist. I knocked on the door and asked questions. No, I have no weapons
You
on
have
me.
weapons on you.
We have
Right
a
there.
camera of mass destruction. I'm putting my camera down.
Don't move.
Just to let you know, let's see. Clay Foundations, which is Brick Jonesy, wants you to know that Brian is a liar because Brick is mad that he revealed himself as a tyrant in my last video. If you haven't looked at it, check it out. It was during a live stream last night, but Brick Jonesy's a little upset. And so Brick is going to double down, triple down, quadruple down, calling me a liar when it's clear video evidence shows that he thinks it's okay to use your rights to violate somebody else's rights who haven't harmed or threatened to harm or damage somebody's property. So just wanted to do you a favor there, Brick. Brick thinks I'm a liar, but we have video evidence that he doesn't respect rights. All right, so got to get that out of the way.
Don't move until I get backup units. You can put it away.
What's your name?
Officer Romansky, it says right here. Nope, just stay right
He
here.
pulled out a gun on me for knocking on the
No,
door.
you're on his property.
Brick, by the way, I want you to keep talking because the more you do, the more you dig your hole. I am losing any kind of patience for anybody who would violate my rights, my family's rights, your rights for safety. There is no good reason to ever violate somebody's rights. You should actually approach somebody's rights like Moses approached the burning bush. Take off your sandals and bow in reverence to everybody's rights. That's how sensitized to, and I'm using rights loosely because I don't really think we have rights. It's more like if you infringe on somebody's freedom, you are a very, very bad person. And I don't care what your excuse is. The safety of the people will always be the alibi of tyrants, and even little tyrants, even though they're not ruling anybody, they would rule. Brick Jonesy would rule. If he had the ring of power, he would rule you and he would suspend your rights for your safety. It's such BS. It really gets me hot under the collar. So there you go, Brick. Keep on talking.
Property.
I'm allowed to go on his property and knock on the door. Yes, I am.
Okay.
Yeah. You got to learn the law, man.
No.
I'm a journalist. No, you got to learn the law.
Okay.
I love that.
I'm allowed to ask questions.
I love that.
I am.
So let me tell you why we're here.
What's wrong with you? I'm not doing anything. I have no weapons on me. I have nothing. You couldn't stop. He has the weapon.
Okay. Now let me explain something to you.
Yeah, no weapons. He has the
You're
weapon.
recording. Okay. So here's the deal. So
There,
here's the disconnect.
there it is. Here's the deal. Sean, you're about to lose your rights, and here's the deal. The last words you hear before you are separated from your rights and sometimes your life, like Daniel Shaver, Philando Castile, James Boyd, poor Karen Garner got her rotator cuff disjointed because Daria Jalali and Austin Hopp thought it'd be a good idea to tackle a 72-year-old dementia patient for stealing $14 worth of items from Walmart. That's your cop mentality. Time and time again. We aren't making this stuff up. It is epidemic. When you have the ring of power, when you have that corruption working in your heart, you do what these people do. Here's the deal. No, Sean is going to show you what the deal is. And the deal is a man committed a crime against another man, but you're going to jail the victim of the crime.
Here.
That if that ain't a perversion of justice, and if that doesn't get you hot under the collar, I don't know what will.
Here's the difference.
So we get a call from him. He calls 911.
Here,
Hold on.
I'm going to go back. Let's just go back.
The law, man.
No.
I'm a journalist. No, you got to learn the law.
Okay. Let's just back
I'm
up.
allowed to ask questions.
Sure.
I am.
So let me tell you why we're here.
What's wrong with you? I'm not doing anything. I have no weapons on me. I have nothing. You couldn't stop. He has the weapon.
Okay. Now let me explain something to you.
Make sure yeah, no weapons. He has the weapon.
Recording. Okay. So here's the deal. So here's the disconnect here. Here's the difference. So we get a call from him. He calls 911. Hold on.
I'm not going to speak. I'm letting you speak.
Okay. When you call 911 and you say you're
I'm
in a
going to record,
disturbance
okay?
with somebody, we come code 3, like my lights were on.
You wouldn't do this for a citizen.
Yes, I would.
No, you wouldn't. You're doing it because he's a state trooper.
No. We do
That's
it for
why. You're doing it because
citizens
he's a state trooper.
Okay. We do it for citizens every single day. Okay?
Not like this.
Yes, 100% all the time. If we think there's an active disturbance, then we respond code 3, which means lights and sirens, and we're in an emergency response.
Do you see the spit on my face?
I don't.
You don't see the spit on my face? Well, I have it on camera. He spit in my face. I want him arrested. He spit in my face.
All right.
On camera.
Okay.
I want you to lock him up. He spit in my face. You understand that?
Okay.
If I spit in your face, what would happen to me?
Okay. Here, listen. Let's just.
I knocked on a door and he spit in my face. You can't do that.
Okay. I got what you're saying. Let's just take a step.
There's spit all over. I'm gonna go get DNA test on his spit so you can see it.
Go do what you got to do. Let's find out what happened. The whole story.
All right, I'm gonna tell you really quick what happened. Okay.
No, tell me. Take your time.
Okay. I'm an
I got a
independent.
camera on too, so
Sure.
we're good.
I'm an independent journalist.
His body cam that he's covering with his arm. So ridiculous. These body cams should be like, if they're going to have them, first of all, they shouldn't have access to turn them off or mute them ever. If you need to redact, do it on the back end. Second thing is they should be on the shoulder or on a hat. They should not be able to cover them up with their arms or any part of or obscure them in any way.
I'm here peacefully protesting. This man, as you can see from the video footage right here, assaulted me, stole my camera from me. He was never held accountable. I got a tip as an independent journalist that he is.
Yeah, that is body language experts will tell you that when somebody's folding their arms, I don't know how accurate it is. I'm not a body language expert, but they say that when you fold your arms, you've closed yourself off from the conversation and you are not listening. You're just waiting to speak. You're waiting for them to finish. That's it.
Cooking the books when it comes to his overtime. I did some research. He gets $75,000 of overtime a year, and he's a desk sergeant. So I thought that was interesting. So I wanted to follow up on it. I went up here. There's no trespassing signs. I'm very familiar with the law. There aren't any no trespassing signs or anything like that. I went up, knocked on the door. He answered the door. I said, "Do you have any comment?" He said, "Get off my property." I immediately started in
another cruiser. So now we have 3 known cruisers on the scene with at least 3 cops responding to a man with a camera who's done nothing wrong.
His camera will show that. I immediately, because I know the law, I don't break the law, sir. I immediately started backing up while continuing to ask him questions. He went back inside, closed the door, would have been the end of it. He came back out with his gun in his hand, got inches from my face. No, I would say less than inches from my face, real up to my face, and spit in my face. It's all over my face right here. All this wet is not sweat. He spit in my face.
And it's a pigtail cop. Here's the 4th one. I wonder if they were lights and sirens far away. I wonder if they did run code 3. I'd like to get the dash cam video of this. How many people did these cops? I'm not saying they did. They may not have. But how many cops did these people put in mortal jeopardy on the public roadways to respond to a non-crime? Well, actually a non-crime on Sean's part, but an actual crime on Fahey's part. But it still didn't demand code 3, although I don't know, maybe it does, because the man who spit in the other man's face actually was brandishing a firearm and he was threatening the life of Sean for asking a question, a public interest question about overtime. Just let that sink in.
As I'm leaving his property, as he asked me to do. Hey, can I just get your name and badge number, ma'am? Thank you, I appreciate it.
And we've got the sleeve tattoos. She looks like a librarian with sleeve tattoos.
I just want to know everybody that's here. That's all.
Yeah. I'm Romansky. That's Brion. My sergeant's right there. His name is Sergeant Bedard.
Oh my God, we got like 6 or 7 now. Wow.
You talk with
He
him?
knows me.
Here,
I
let
know
me
him.
explain.
He knows I'm not a threat to him.
Okay.
I'm asking him
I
questions.
don't know that. Okay.
No,
I didn't
he
know
knows that.
you. Okay, I got you. But if somebody came onto your property
And asked a question?
well, so if somebody came onto my property and I didn't know them, then I would be a little upset about it. But, and I don't know.
So
that
do you
he
get
knows
do you get mad? Do you get mad at a
tell
Jehovah
you-
Witness?
I would. Well, no.
Do you
just tell them,
do you pull out a gun on a Jehovah
No, I
Witness?
say no, thank you. Please leave.
Right.
Right.
And they leave.
Did-
Right.
did you-
Do you pull out your gun? Yes. And do you pull out your gun and spit in their face
Sounds like you're trying to question them
as I'm leaving?
as you're leaving.
Right. You can do two things at the same time, officer.
Sure, you can do
Sounds like you're trying to question him. Is he trying to explain away the fact that Fahey had a gun and he's saying that it's okay? Because it sounded like you were trying to, well, wait a second. You're trying to question him so he can brandish a firearm if you're asking him a question. What kind of logic? What is that, cop logic?
You could do two things at the same
do
time.
whatever you want. But if somebody came onto my property and asked them to leave, and it sounds like you weren't leaving.
No. You're. This is why I have multiple cameras.
It sounds like you weren't leaving. This cop is so freaking ignorant and he's so ready to defend Fahey.
He has a
He's not interested in justice.
camera.
on.
No,
He has his camera on. Like, we all
but
have
you weren't
cameras.
here. This is you're missing the point.
Okay, do
you're
you
missing the
wanna show me
point.
Do you want to show me the footage?
I'm kind of watching both things. Howard, you're so right. I mean, Brick, please keep talking. Please keep talking. I love it.
I can show you the footage, but wait, I can show you the footage. Go ahead. Actually, you know what? We'll see what he says, because I want him to write a report and be a liar and then go to jail for that too. He spit in my face. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
What if somebody spit in your face? Do you understand? Right. He spit in my face.
But do you understand? I wouldn't want somebody on my property either.
I can ask. Well, I have every right to go to his property and ask a question.
Okay, but
He doesn't have a right to spit in my mouth, in my face, sir.
He asked you to leave.
And I began to leave immediately.
Yep.
Just immediately.
And there's video evidence of that. You know how the cops are always saying, you're impeding my investigation. We're trying to gather evidence. Well, Sean gave them all the evidence they needed to arrive at the logical, moral conclusion so that they can make the right decision and actually do the right thing. And they didn't. They did the exact wrong thing.
He just jumped.
He went back inside, got his gun. He's on the phone with 911 saying, I have a gun. As him and I are backing up, he gets in my face all the way down this driveway here, telling me, get off my property. That I threatened to kill him. I've never threatened to kill him. He's a liar, and it's all on camera, so don't make any false statements, you liar.
You're talking to me. Okay?
He's lied before on camera. He's lied before in internal affairs reports. He has said that he thought my camera was a firearm. He has said ridiculous things in internal affairs reports. I'm a journalist. I have every right to knock on anybody's door I want. The minute that they ask me to leave, I leave. That's it. I have every right, and I did
You
leave
just told me you were trying to ask him questions when he told you to leave.
as I'm leaving. Did you miss that part?
Well, no, actually, I want to see.
I will show you. Ready?
show the-
I will show you.
No.
Hey, do you have any comments on this and that? That's what happened.
Okay, can you show me the footage? Aaron? You won't show me.
I want to see what he says first.
Okay.
I want to see what he says first. I want to see what he says, and then you can look at it.
Okay.
I'll let you look at it, but I want to see what he says, because then he's a liar.
Okay. We're gonna go from there then. If you can't show
No,
me.
no ID, no nothing, man. We're not giving any of that.
Yeah.
He knows who I am.
Yeah. No, there's
That kid right here just looks like he just graduated from high school.
an active investigation going
No,
on. You're gonna give us your ID.
no, you have no reasonable articulable suspicion I've committed a crime. You have nothing.
No,
You have
there-
nothing.
I do actually.
No, you don't. What's your reasonable a disturbance? You better learn the law, man. I'm telling you right now, you better learn the law.
The other way around.
No. Reasonable, articulable suspicion of a crime. You see this spit right here?
You know what's funny about reasonable articulable suspicion? It comes from Terry v. Ohio, and it's a much lower standard than probable cause with a warrant. And they can't even get that right. They can't even get reasonable articulable suspicion. Articulate the crime that you suspect me of committing. You can't just say you're suspicious. You can't just say public disturbance. You have to articulate exactly what you're talking about, exactly what the crime was. As far as I know, Sean is he being detained? Have they officially said you're being detained?
That's reasonable, articulable suspicion. He committed a crime.
Okay, so if the crime's against you, I still need your ID.
Okay, we'll see about that. And I'll give it to you
You
then.
can talk to my sergeant then. He'll explain.
Sergeant, how you doing? My name is Sean.
I really can't stand this guy. And he comes off as the best of them. And the reason I really can't stand this is because he's calm, cool, collected, and patient. But calm, cool, collected, and patient tyranny is still tyranny, and it's more deceptive. I'd rather the tyrant just present himself full fangs, full claws, full cloak and dagger, full evil mask and everything. Just come at me with just be the tyrant you want to be. Let the inner tyrant out. That's what I would rather have. Don't give me all this deceptive, pretending like you're listening, pretending you're a nice guy and on Sean's side, because he's not. Because at the end of the day, this guy watches Sean get arrested. He partakes in the arrest. So he's going to partake in the criminal activity anyway, as he's pretending to be a nice guy. And don't get hoodwinked for a second. That's all this is pretense on the part of the cops.
Nice to meet you, sir.
How you doing? I'm Todd.
He's just a camera guy. He's just recorded.
Nice.
I appreciate that, Sergeant.
I'm just trying to be nice. Well, if you're trying to be nice, it probably means that you're not nice. You need to be honest, officer. You're pretending to be nice so you can extract information and so you can diffuse the situation and further cover up for Fahey's criminality.
Sergeant, I'm an independent journalist. I'm an activist. This is Sergeant Brian Fahey here. Okay. As you can see, he's assaulted me, taken my camera multiple times. Right, he's a Connecticut State Trooper. He's a sergeant for the Connecticut State Trooper. He works in pistol permits.
Okay.
I got a tip that somebody said that he is currently cooking the books when it comes to overtime. Okay. So I wanted to get his side of the story, see why does he have $75,000 of overtime as a desk sergeant? Why does he have that? It just seemed, I saw it online and I was like, let me go ask him. And at the same time, protest. Yeah. With my billboard truck here. I go up to his door, knock on the door.
Look at him looking at his watch. And essentially his posture is arms crossed. He doesn't really care. And he's got this look of, oh, I'm absorbing everything that you had to say. Look at it's like this. Oh, uh-huh. God, I ain't got time for this. Wind's break. Oh, God. I'm going to cover up for Fahey anyway. Oh, man. I don't give a damn what Sean's saying here. I'm going to cover for Fahey because he's my bread and butter. He's my sergeant, for God's sake. Well, no, if this is Groton Police Department, that's not his sergeant, but it is a trooper. It is a fellow brother. It's a fellow brother in the Thin Blue Line Brotherhood. And don't mistake this either. The Thin Blue Line is a line of division. It's the us versus them. They got it. We don't. They're the rulers. We're not. Let's OTVO. Thank you for that. I will shout out all the super chats later.
Opens it up. I start asking him questions. He says, you're on my property, leave. I know the law. I immediately started backing up and
you might have missed it. Let's OTVO. Clay Foundations is Brick Jonesy, and me and Brick had a conversation yesterday. I think it was 10 or 11 minutes long. And he already revealed himself to have a cop mentality where he thinks that he can be a protester exercising his rights and infringe on your rights by him and his buddies standing in the road and infringing upon your freedom to travel. So yeah, we already had a conversation. I don't know what else can be said because he's hunkering down, and how can you talk to somebody who's doubling and tripling and quadrupling down?
Getting off of his property while asking him questions. Still.
Was that like up the road?
Yeah, right up the road. He says there's a no trespassing sign.
Okay.
That sign just says private road. It doesn't say no trespassing.
Okay.
Again, I was on the lookout. It's all recorded for any signage.
I can't stand that either. Oh, wait a second. I'm getting orders from headquarters here. Hold on one second.
Wow.
Yep, Groton Town Police. There's 3 different police.
Listen, and if I'm coming out a little loud or something, that's not how I operate. It's just
we're having a normal conversation.
Okay,
right
all right.
Fun, man.
Listen, man, because at the end of the day, he came back. He went back inside his house as I'm leaving his property, which will clearly be seen on video. As I'm leaving the property, it's a long walk, so I'm walking backwards, making sure this man has assaulted me. Look at him. He has assaulted me multiple times. So if anything, he's the danger to me, but I always just wanted to ask questions. I'm not scared of him. So at the end of the day, he's in my face. I'm not going to do it, but he's in my face, inches from my face. And
so anyway, Sean recounts his story quite a few times, but I want to get to the pertinent part here because look at all these cops standing around. You got that one right there. You got This one, you got this one, you got this one. You get the pigtail cop. Poor cameraman. I just feel so sorry for this cameraman. He's like, what did I sign up for here? What is going to happen to me? What is my fate? Poor kid. I'm sure Sean will take care of him. And this community will take care of this kid. He's got no worries. So let's see. Let's get to where Sean actually shows the evidence of the crime being committed to the deaf ears of the monkeys with uniforms who are going to apprehend the wrong person with all the evidence that they need to do the right thing.
This for me.
Just keep it on me, please.
Now watch this.
Nope. Oh.
Now just hone in on this cop's face as he watches the evidence unfold before his very eyes.
He just spit in my face. I want him arrested. He spit in my mouth. Sergeant.
He didn't even have a normal human reaction. You know why? Because he's in pretend mode. Pretend I'm listening to Sean. Pretend I'm not outraged about the fact that one of my, a sergeant that I know spit in somebody's face for no freaking reason as he's holding a gun and threatening the guy's life. Watch his face again. Watch the moment of the spit. Pop, 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 poker face, pop, pop, poker face. He's got a complete poker face because he's pretending not to be outraged. He knows for a fact if somebody spit in his mother's face, now they're going to make this excuse. Well, it's different for law enforcement, but let's say this guy's non-law enforcement mother. Let's say Sean. Let's say this officer's mother is a Girl Scout leader and goes to Sean's house to sell him cookies. And Sean has had bad experiences with Girl Scouts in the past. His family got deathly ill one time when they bought Girl Scout cookies. Get off my lawn. Get out of here. And let's say she backed up within 4 seconds of Sean saying, get out of there. And then 15 seconds later, as she's continuing to work her way down Sean's lawn toward the public street, Sean comes out of his house with the gun, gets in her face, is threatening her with this gun that sits, dangling at his side, and spits in her face. What do you think this cop would do if Sean did that to this cop's mother? We all know the answer to the question. It is evident. He would go seek out Sean, and him and his buddies would initiate the justice process. They would arrest him. They would throw him into jail. He would be seen as a danger to society. Call it assault, call it a battery, whatever. Claim it's not assault. Claim it's not battery. It's wrong. Little kids know it's wrong. This officer being shown the evidence by Sean knows it's wrong. And yet, here, let's zoom in on his face. Let's play it over. Watch as he spits. There's the spit right there.
He just spit in my face.
That is not the reaction that this man would have if a relative got spit in the face by Sean, or if somebody that he didn't even know, two people that he didn't even know, and one spit in the face of another when the other one's clearly retreating. That's not the face that he would have. This is a fake face. And this is the kind of face that you can expect from all law enforcement agencies and agents, because they do it all the time as a matter of course, not as an accident. And that's what I want to bring out, is that Fahey is representative of all law enforcement and anybody who wants to be a part of that criminal cartel. Now, I know a lot of people disagree with me on that, but show me one good cop that arrived on the scene to actually add a moment of clarity to this situation, a moment of righteousness. Show me one cop who made a right decision and goes, hey, that's a crime. We all know it's a crime. We're all sitting here pretending it's not a crime, and then we're going to arrest the guy who didn't commit the crime. What the hell is going on here? What the flip is going on?
I want him arrested. He's in my mouth. Sergeant. You understand? Like,
Yeah,
this is bad.
Yeah, I don't see it currently, but I can see it in the video.
And I wouldn't blame you, Jody. Jody says I'd use my Second Amendment if somebody spit in my face. I would not blame you. And unfortunately, in the world that we live in, you would face repercussions. If a cop breaks into your house without a warrant on his own, and you defend yourself up to and including dispatching that man, you're probably going to be in a bunch of hot water. You didn't do anything wrong. You did everything right because you were a defender of your family. You did what it was your duty to do, and everybody knows it. But there would probably be some unfortunate consequences for you. At the very least, there would be litigation and you'd be paying lawyers' fees. Because I'm telling you, the full force of that local police union is going to come out against you. They can't have people defending themselves against cops who are violating their oath. They would try to make an example out of you. And even if you won your case, it will probably cost you dearly. And there's probably going to be some retaliation from the police department on that. It's just, that's the reality.
So I do agree that you're backing up, but can we just agree? So I agree that you're backing up and retreating off this property, right? Can we agree that we've kind of figured that some kind of response similar to this would be elicited by you showing up like this? You know what I mean?
Wait a minute, officer. Can we agree that Fahey spit in Sean's face as you admit he's backing up? Can we agree to that? Or did you not see it? No, I know you saw it because I just showed it to you.
I thought you would just close the door.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want to talk.
Yeah.
Wouldn't the same person, if somebody I didn't particularly care for came to my house,
Guys, this is Looney Tunes. This is massive, gargantuan. If it was a mountain, they would name it Everest because there's really nothing that rivals the clarity that Long Island Audit brought out in this. I mean, you want to show your fangs? You want to demonstrate to as you're genuflecting before the holy sepulcher that you're a demon? This is that. Sean brought the holy water and the vampires were squealing, man. This is what that is. This is so huge. We should share this video several times a day. God, this is just insanity. I feel like I'm in a hall of mirrors with juggling clowns trying to convince me that it's perfectly rational that we would arrest the guy who got spit on. Of course. I mean, why wouldn't we do that? And then give him a $75,000 bond. Well, of course we're going to do that. I mean, that's what everybody would expect. Jeez.
would say, get off my property, close the door.
Sorry, I'm at a hall of mirrors. I don't know. I'm just so I'm so riled in to the depths of who I am. And what really riles me is that I don't really see a whole lot of angered people about this. Yeah, there are people signing petitions, but my God, where are the vigils in front of Fahey's house? Leroy Truth, credit to him. Leroy Truth and his friends went out to, Scalzo and all those guys went out there to, record and get some reaction from the neighbors. Talk to the guy who's posted outside of Fahey's house, the trooper that was posted out there to protect him from the evil cameraman. But where is the national outrage?
I wouldn't come out and get in their face and walk them out with a gun and spit in their face. So can we understand that I didn't break any laws and he's the one that broke the law? I just don't like this kind of cop splaining thing where it's you don't understand. You're blaming the victim. It's oh, you wanted this. It's dude,
that's not.
Somebody's got to be held accountable. That's crazy, man.
Oh, I hate this. I got to say something about it again. I hate this look of pretending to understand, pretending to empathize, pretending to listen. You freaking tyrant. Because in just a couple minutes, Sean's going to be in cuffs, and this empathetic police officer is going to be right there initiating the evil on him.
I'm showing you the video because I know the.
Oh, wait, let me get back into frame here. What's going on here? What just happened? Give me a second.
Law. I don't break the law. I follow the law. It says my right. I have every right to go knock on somebody's door. There's no order of protection in place. There's nothing there. And he told me to leave, and I immediately left.
Yep.
That's it.
So is there an order of protection? Do we know that?
I don't know that.
Okay, so we just have to check on that. I think we've identified at least.
Yeah. But we didn't get insight.
Yeah, we don't. He's not breaking the law.
That's another thing. They're trying to throw so many red herrings out into the forest. Do we have an order of protection? Oh, you got to understand, we know you were backing up, but you were on his property.
No, I mean, you or the other person.
Sergeant Fahey, Brian Fahey.
And what your intention of coming here was to
as a journalist, I'm a journalist. I investigate corruption and tyranny within law enforcement.
Does he know that you're a journalist, or did you identify yourself as a journalist?
We've had multiple interactions
Yeah.
with me reporting. This is the Connecticut thing from the
Sean's been doing this for a long time. Do you really think that this cop doesn't know who Long Island Audit is? I mean, what are the chances that not one of these cops who arrived on the scene have ever been exposed to Sean's content and what he's all about?
We've
I just feel like he's playing dumb here.
had multiple interactions where, again, I'm not doing anything and he is assaulting. I'm trying to get into state police here. He wouldn't let me in. He closed
Oh my gosh, that flex capacitor. Thank you. There you go. There's an example of none of us is greater than all of us. Because, you know, things that you don't think about, that you want to cover all the bases and you want to say all the things that need to be said. And then flex capacitor just hits it out of the park. This video should be used as a training video for new cops on how not to behave. Exactly. But you know what? We don't need new cops. We don't need cops. We need cops like the human body needs a brain tumor. The brain tumor is not good for you. Not even, well, we need that brain tumor, you know, for proper growth. Oh, wait a second. No, we don't need that brain tumor for proper. We need that brain tumor for proper digestion. No, the brain tumor doesn't help with digestion either. We need that brain tumor to help the alveoli collect the oxygen from the bloodstream. No, the brain tumor doesn't do that either. Let's see. The brain tumor is parasitic. Cops are parasitic. It gives us something that we don't want and didn't ask for. Cops are constantly giving us something we don't want and don't ask for. The brain tumor is monopolizing my brain and it's just like sucking all of my good organs and bodily tissues and just sucking the life out of me. Hey, come to think of it, cops do that too. Cops don't even arrive when I need them. What are they there for? They're there when I don't need them, and they're not there when I do. Why do we need law enforcement again? So in a sense, I agree with I agree with the spirit of what Flux is saying here, but we don't need new cops, because a new cop is a new tyrant. It's a guy who's going to put his hand on the Bible and raise his right hand toward heaven and say, I swear to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States against foreign enemies, foreign and domestic, which is a lie. ... and all the laws of the state, which are diametrically opposed to the Constitution of the United States. So they take not the Hippocratic oath, they take a hypocritical oath. Why do we need guys who are going to promise to do evil to you and then get this huge blanket of qualified immunity when they carry out the evil against you? I mean, can anybody answer that question?
This happened recently? Or?
This happened about a year ago.
Okay.
And then security center footage takes my phone from me, violating my First Amendment right. Yep. Again, this has been going on.
Okay, so let me go to the part where they're going to lay hands on and cop-splain and cuff him. But I really like this part right here where the EMT's like, man, I love your videos. I love this stuff. And basically with the EMT say, I'll let him say it and then I'll comment on the EMT, but I got to mention the EMT here.
So I just kind of got little bits and pieces of his. We made sure that we had his video evidence as well. Have we gotten evaluated by these?
Hey, Sergeant D'Angelo, I know Sean probably wouldn't do this, but I'm going to do it. You are scum. You are scum of the earth. You actually let an innocent man get cuffed and kidnapped and caged and economically terrorized. Not just a man, but the cameraman too. I keep forgetting about the cameraman. Hey, D'Angelo, you pretended like you were nice. You pretended like you were listening. And then you and your buddies actually kidnapped an American after you swore you would defend his rights. You kidnapped 2 Americans. And then you saw fit that they were on their journey in a corrupt system, which is against them. I mean, D'Angelo, you acted like a nice guy, but you're just as bad, maybe worse than Fahey. But at least with Fahey, he showed us his cards. D'Angelo still got his cards against his chest. Nope, you can't see how deceptive I am. No, you can't see how tyrannical I am. See my nice face? I am pretending to listen. I'm pretending to care about you and your rights, but I'm about to trample them. Oh, tasty rights. I just eat them up. Does anybody else feel the same, or do you feel compassion for D'Angelo because he was acting like he was a good guy? Like, if you're gonna just slap me in the face. Just do it from the front. Don't stab me in the back. Don't pretend like you're my buddy and then throw me off the train tracks after you've earned my trust. There's nothing worse than betrayal.
Guys yet?
They said that there's really nothing they could do for me, so I'm just gonna go get tested at the hospital or something. I'll figure it out.
Okay, do you want to get transported?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
No,
All
it's
right,
fine.
so you're good with them?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just need a little bit of information from you when you get a moment.
Sure.
Is there anything else we can do for you?
No, that's it. Thank you, man. I appreciate you coming out. So I don't want to waste your time. Thanks, guys.
Good luck
Appreciate
to
it.
you, man.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Take care.
Have a good one. I like your video.
Thank you.
They probably don't want me to say that.
They would only not want you to say that if they weren't on the up and up.
He said the right thing. Say whatever you want.
Yeah, free speech. That's what I fight for, right?
I love your videos. Oh yeah, what does Sean's videos consist of? Exposing the evil tyranny that these cops represent. I love what Sean said too. They would only not like my videos if they were involved in some kind of corrupt practice, to paraphrase him. Everything about this exposes so much and really distills and encapsulates the whole of what's wrong with law enforcement. Love it. My salute to Sean Paul Reyes.
Free
That's
speech.
all you're all about.
Free speech.
See you guys.
Take care.
If you agree with what I just said, put a 1 in the room. If you don't, put a 2. And I'll try to see, we're at an hour and 23. I'll try to save some room at the end to field some questions or field your disagreements. And I really want to talk to people who disagree with what I'm saying.
Hey, sir, how are you? So is there any updates on, because obviously I want to press charges for him spitting in my face that I showed the sergeant here on camera. So what's going to
So many sergeants on the scene. So many sergeants.
happen with that?
So we went through the assault statute
Here we go.
specifically, and there
It makes me want to tear my hair out to the point where I'm bald like this guy. Listen to this.
there's nothing that specifically states that spitting on somebody is an assault unless it caused you physical pain. The only thing that assault fits is physical pain. And that's under the exception of if you spit on an officer, then that is when bodily fluids become involved.
So he could spit on me in my face and in my mouth, and that's not against the law?
Circumstances, I'm saying that it doesn't really fit the assault charge.
So what happened if I spit on you?
Well, then you would get arrested because I'm an officer. You can't spit on an officer because in the assault on an officer charge, bodily fluids are included.
And Sergeant Beddard, if that's how you say his name, just summed up the mentality of us versus you. Sergeant Beddard here basically said, we have rights that you absolutely do not. We have protections that don't apply to you. We are superhuman. You are subhuman. If somebody spits in your face, we will do nothing about it. If somebody spits in our face, we are taking them to the local precinct and throwing their asses into a cage. If you ever doubt what a cop really thinks of you, refer to the scripture laid down by Sergeant Beddard, because this isn't just Sergeant Beddard saying this. This is representative of the mentality of every single law enforcement agent who swears to protect and serve you. This is raw. This is unfiltered. From the overflow of the mouth, the heart speaks. From the overflow of the heart, the mouth speaks. And that's what he did. He just revealed what he actually believes about you. This isn't just him talking to Sean. This is exponentiated to every American. And that is the mentality of those who are in law enforcement to every American. And if it doesn't outrage you, you either don't have a pulse or there's a boot shoved so far down the back of your throat you can't see straight. I don't get what people don't get about how serious and grave this is. I don't get it. And I don't get somebody having to look up a law. Well, we looked up our law. Let's see where. Right here. This is our law. This is our policy right here. States that, oh my gosh, what do you know? Our hands are tied. There's nothing we can do because there's nothing in the policy that says that we should do anything because we're order followers. We're automatons. We're robots. They wind us up at the beginning of the day. We clock out, and our only objective is to make sure that we go home safe at the end of our shift because, we got families. No matter what it takes, even if we have to eliminate your life. So we don't see anything in our code that would apply to any kind of criminal or even a misdemeanor action against Sergeant Fahey. But in a couple seconds, there will be two people that have the silver bracelets on, and it ain't going to be the guy who committed the crime. Outrageous. If I was a screamer, I would have already screamed many times during this live stream.
So there is no charge. You're telling me, as a sergeant of the Groton Police Department, you're telling me there is no charge for a grown man spitting in another grown man's
telling you
face.
that it doesn't fit assault.
Well, what does it fit? Isn't that your job to find out? What does it fit? Like what crime?
Listen to the sound of silence.
A breach of peace, but you're on his property. You interacted. You engaged the interaction. I mean,
so if it's a breach of peace, arrest him for a breach of peace.
Well, that's the other issue that we're going down right now. Is you guys are also in violation of a breach.
And it always comes down to that, doesn't it? There's always some kind of negotiation. Well, officer, can you at least do this? And then we keep going. Well, can you do this? Can we expect this of you? And the standard keeps dropping and dropping. All of a sudden, you understand that they don't go by standards. There are no principles. They threw that book out the window a long time ago when they decided to become a cop. All right, if you're not going to arrest him for battery or assault or criminal activity for spitting in the mouth of another man, can you just at least get him on break? Can you do something? Buddy, can you spare a dime? Man.
No.
As well as
take us both then. Take us both then. It's not voyeurism. It's not voyeurism to knock on somebody's door. That's not.
It is.
And not only did they not charge Fahey with what he should be charged with, but they make up charges against Sean and his cameraman that don't even apply to him. What the? It'd be the perfect episode for a Twilight Zone.
A reasonable expectation of privacy, and you invade on his curtilage.
No.
And you're recording.
You're wrong, but do it. Then I will gladly go take the ride, arrest us both for a breach of peace.
Well, then turn around for me.
Do what you got to do, man. Do what you got to do.
This is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous.
Hold on, we gotta see the cop's faces. We gotta see it in slow motion. Do what you got to do. Look, here's the guy who was so loving and compassionate and kind and empathetic, and he was such a good listener. Let's see. Oh, he's moving in on Sean. He's going to be one of the ones to lay his hands on him. Here it goes. He's in on it. Look, he's standing there. He's right there. He's right there to the left side of your screen. Let's see. Is it him? Does he act? No, but he's watching it happen. He's watching a criminal action. Guys, don't whitewash this. What you're seeing right here in this frame is a crime being committed against an American who is exercising his unalienable rights, and the criminals are the people who swore to protect and defend the rights that they're right now demolishing. And they're going to let the real criminal go free. Welcome to America. Jeez, man. I want to pull every hair out of my face and my head. Brian, that's the problem with you. Here's the deal. You're just overreacting. You're so hyperbolic. You're blowing this way out of proportion. Yeah, this right here should be, if we could get together and raise the funds to put this arrest on the Jumbotron in Times Square, all the Jumbotrons at the same time in Times Square for 365 straight days to get exposure on this, that's what we should do. Because this ain't just happening to Sean. This is happening to hundreds, thousands of Americans every single day. And the only reason we don't know about it is because either they're not popular like Sean is, they're not recording the incident like they should be, there was no witness. This is why you always record the police. If we didn't have this documented, nobody would believe this. If this wasn't audio and video recorded and you were describing this situation about exactly what happened and people are only hearing your words, they'd be like, no way. I don't even believe you for a second. I would not believe that until I saw it. And I'm looking at it and I still can't comprehend how people can accept this. How does Sean's video that's been out for 6 days, how does it have less than 1 million views? This video should not have 791,000 views. It should have 790 million views. People should be so outraged about this because it doesn't just affect Sean Paul Reyes from Long Island Audit. It affects every single one of us. This sick, twisted, perverted mentality of injustice that's coming out from the people who are supposed to be just. What the flippity flip?
This is ridiculous.
If I was a cusser, oh my gosh, man, so many F-bombs would have been dropped.
Ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous.
Yes.
He didn't even do anything. He didn't even do.
Now they're going after the quiet cameraman. God.
Do anything. He was just recording.
Yep. And that's why you're getting arrested as well, because you're both recording on this private property, initiating this, which caused a giant scene.
It caused he spit in my face. Are you going to take him to jail?
We're going to deal with that after we deal with this.
I don't care, man. Because this is ridiculous.
What would you? Obviously, we're going to bring these at your property. Do you want us to lock up your truck and obviously make sure so nobody steals it?
Well, yeah. Can I turn off? Can I turn it off? You're not going to turn it off. I'm not. Listen. All right. Sorry, can I turn off the truck?
How do you turn?
It is, Jody. It is a real head shaker. It's a real head shaker.
No,
no. There's something on the inside.
If you can give me instructions, we can shut it off for you.
Oh, it's actually in my phone. It's
you got to go inside the truck from the front.
Like inside the back of the truck,
right from the front.
Do you have a Connecticut or
so you give me your instructions on how to do. I'm not going to have you get back in the car just because now.
I think that's pretty much it. Let's see. Yeah, so an hour and 34 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up because I want you to share this video, but I especially want you to hear. I'm going to put the link. Oh, let's refresh the petition page. It went from 44,717 to 45,116. Let me give you guys the link to the petition, and I'll read the petition real quick, just briefly. I don't want to bore anyone, but this is very, very important. Here's petition. Okay, there is the petition. Is Sean still in here? Sean, are you still in here? If Sean wants, I mean, I would like to do a live stream with him, but I know he's busy. That is the petition, and it's not going. There it is. That's the petition. Here is the video that should go hyper viral. Sean, if you're in the room, just let me know if you can do a live stream, if you have a desire to do. I don't want to put anybody on the spot, but the petition is fire and prosecute, and he should be jailed. He should be stripped of his certification. And really his pension should be liquidated and given to Sean and the cameraman. And they should pay these. You can, when they take your time, you can't get your time back. This is a valuable service to the American people and really to the people in the world, because Sean was trying to expose an injustice being done. That is, the American people in that area in Groton or Connecticut, whatever, Connecticut State Police, it's costing them almost $80, a little over $80,000 a year extra for this guy to have overtime when he's got a desk job and there's no reason for him to have overtime. That sounds like a crime. I'm not saying he's committing a crime, but it sounds like a criminal action to me. It sounds like theft. Sounds like riding the clock. But it says fire and prosecute Connecticut State Police Sergeant Brian Fahey. We the people demand justice and accountability for the repeated misconduct of Connecticut State Police Sergeant Brian Fahey. That's Cop Tua or Hawk Troopa on July 11, 2025, independent journalist. And, you know, we just saw it. So there's the link to that. Here's the link to the actual video that you should share. If you want, share this live stream, this reaction to this live stream. Appreciate you guys being in here. The best thing to do in the world here. Let me, where is this? I lost my, where is it? Oh, there it is. The best thing to do in the world, guys, is the right thing. And clearly Sergeant Fahey, neither Sergeant Fahey nor the Groton Police Department nor the Connecticut State Police have done the right thing. They've done the exact wrong thing. All the wrong things that you could possibly do in this situation, they have done. And they didn't just do it to Sean and his cameraman. They've done it to everybody they've come in contact with who they've treated unfairly. And there are a lot of them. How do I know? We have video and audio evidence of them doing nothing but trampling rights in the name of securing rights under the color of law. And if you're going to do that, if your paycheck comes from doing wrong, then you have little incentive for doing what is right. And if you can cause people to believe the absurdities that a cop has more rights than you, then they can make you commit and believe other atrocities that are even worse than this, up to and including killing a Daniel Shaver or Philando Castile or Breonna Taylor or a Botham John on his couch eating ice cream when Amber Geiger walked into the wrong apartment. She only gets a slap on the wrist of 10 years in prison, and she's going to be out on probation. If she's not already out, she's going to be out very soon. And it's never going to be a measure of good mental health to be considered well-adjusted to a profoundly sick society. And we live in such a sick society that they're willing to accept this action by the Connecticut State Police and Officer Brian Fahey, who it doesn't take much to send him over the top and start assaulting people. This guy is a danger to the public, and we demand justice. So I promised you guys I would go over the super chats. Let me do that before I leave. Thanks for hanging on and being here. Steve Harola just became a new member. If you want to support the channel, you can do it for free. I would really appreciate it if you supported this channel, if you desire to. If you think this content is worthy of it, worthy of your like. So like this video, share this video, subscribe to the channel, and become a member, and hit the bell notification icon. Yorokima, thank you. Starset. Looks like they're talking to somebody else. David S. became a new member. Joel, thank you for that super chat. Backcountry Bandits, fired is not enough. I totally agree. Stomper with a super sticker. Let's OTVO. Thank you for that generous super chat. Leroy Truth just became a member. I thought you were a member, Leroy. What's up with that? Look at Leroy Truth Investigations channel. Gary says, never stop exposing and mocking these tyrants in America. Wake up, people. Clay Foundations. That's Brick Jonesy. Rule of law works. Don't sacrifice your reasoning. Coming from a guy who sacrifices his principles by saying that thanks for the super chat, but you've sacrificed your principles on the altar of public safety. You know you did it. If you guys question that, if you question what's going on, just check out this video right here. Brick Jonesy, I gave him every chance in the world to clarify his position, and yet in this video right here, he continues to say that he wants your freedom. He thinks it's okay for him to take away your freedoms as he's exercising his freedom to petition by standing in a roadway and interfering with your freedom to travel. You won't believe what this quote auditor just said. And all I've seen is him doubling down. So I don't respect that. It's because it's not respectable. And that doesn't mean I'm something and he's nothing. It just means that he's on the wrong path. And I also saw ad hominems and just derogatory remarks that are completely unfounded, and name calling like I'm a PEDO because I'm an anarchist, which demonstrates a profound misunderstanding of what anarchy really is. So I love it when cops talk. I love it when people have tyrannical inclinations talk, because when they talk, they can't help but reveal what's actually in their hearts. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you for being here. And remember, freedom has a price, and it is eternal vigilance. And if you stay asleep at the wheel, or you become apathetic or indifferent to your rights, you're going to lose them, because there are power players who want to take those rights away, who want to stand in the roadway and take away your rights and say, hey, we're just doing this for your safety. It's good for you. You better take this medicine. What if I don't want to take the medicine? It's like medicating somebody through that stuff that they put in the water system that shouldn't be there, that if you mention, you get dinged. Returning the cheap shots. I do not understand. Does not compute. All right, guys. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you in the next video.